Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so to stay updated. Today, we're diving into some top rare Washington quarters from the USA. These quarters might be hiding in your change jar, and they could be worth way more than their face value. Watch till the end for some exciting information you won't want to miss. The 1985 USA $quarter coin is one of those fascinating pieces of American history that often flies under the radar, but when you take a closer look at it, it has a story that's as rich as any other artifact in the nation's coinage history. Today, we'll dive deep into the story of this coin, its origins, its design, its journey through the U.S. Mint, and the surprising value it holds today. So, sit back and get ready to explore the intriguing tale behind the 1985 $quarter coin. Our journey begins with the U.S. Mint, which has been crafting America's coinage since 1792. For centuries, the Mint has produced a variety of coins, and throughout this time, the $quarter has remained one of the most widely circulated and iconic coins in circulation. But what makes the 1985 quarter stand out from its predecessors? It's important to understand the context in which this coin was minted. By the 1980s, the quarter had gone through several design changes. The most significant of these changes took place in 1932 when the U.S. Mint introduced the Washington quarter, which would become the coin's defining design for decades to come. The coin features George Washington, the first president of the United States, standing proudly on the reverse side, flanked by a majestic eagle. By the time 1985 rolled around, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for over half a century, but it was still very much a part of the American landscape. However, as we all know, change is inevitable. The late 20th century saw the rise of commemorative coins, new designs, and a shift in how people perceived the currency they used every day. The 1985 quarter, despite being part of a decades-old design, was still a crucial link between the past and the future of U.S. coinage. Now, let's talk about the design itself. The obverse of the 1985 quarter, as it had been since 1932, features a left-facing bust of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. His profile is depicted with detailed lines, emphasizing his strong features and the dignity that the first president represented. Washington's image had been selected not just because of his status as the nation's first president, but because he was a symbol of the country's ideals: freedom, unity, and strength. His face is surrounded by the words liberty and the year of mintage, in this case 1985. Above his head is the phrase "In God We Trust," a reminder of the country's religious foundation. Turning to the reverse side, we find the heraldic eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, perched on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. This symbol has been a staple of American coinage for centuries, and it's instantly recognizable. Above the eagle is the inscription United States of America, and beneath it, the words E pluribus unum, which translate to out of many, one, a reflection of the unity of the 50 states. And of course, at the very bottom, you'll find the words $quarter, denoting the denomination of the coin. The 1985 quarter, like all quarters of that era, was minted in both copper-nickel-clad and silver options, depending on the type of coin issued. Most of the coins produced were clad with a copper-nickel blend, which is durable and cost-effective for mass circulation. This particular alloy had been used in quarter production since 1965, following a shortage of silver and the subsequent removal of silver from most circulating coins in 1985. The Mint struck over 500 million quarters in total. These coins were produced in large quantities, ensuring that the quarter remained a staple in people's wallets and pockets. The U.S. Mint facilities at Philadelphia and Denver worked together to produce these coins, with the Philadelphia Mint serving as the primary location for proof and uncirculated coins, and Denver handling the bulk of regular circulation pieces. But despite the sheer number of coins produced, the 1985 quarter, in particular, was notable for something else: its incredible potential to become a collector's item. Like most coins, the 1985 quarter was circulated widely in commerce and saw the typical wear and tear that comes with being used in day-to-day transactions. But for collectors, coins that have never been in circulation, often called uncirculated or proof coins, hold a special allure. The mint also struck special proof coins for collectors, which were often made from higher quality materials and had a glossy, mirror-like finish. These coins were sold in proof sets, typically as a part of a complete set of coins for the year, and were targeted specifically at people who wanted to preserve their coins in pristine condition for future generations. Over time, the 1985 quarter began to catch the attention of collectors, but not because of its design or general rarity. What made this coin particularly valuable was its role in the broader history of U.S. coinage and the special circumstances under which certain 1985 quarters were produced. Some quarters from this year were struck in unusually high numbers at the Denver Mint, while others had small but notable variations in their die markings, leading to an intriguing level of scarcity as the years passed. These small differences were noticed by numismatists and collectors, and the 1985 quarter began to gain a reputation as a coin with hidden value. At first, this value wasn't immediately obvious. In fact, you could still find many 1985 quarters in circulation, and most of them were worth just 25 cents. But as more collectors started to take an interest in the coin, particularly those seeking to complete sets or to find rare and unique variants, the 1985 quarter began to see its true value emerge. Fast forward to the present day, and the value of the 1985 quarter has become truly impressive. While most 1985 quarters are still worth their face value of 25 cents, certain examples, particularly those in pristine, uncirculated condition or those with unique die variations, can fetch staggering amounts. In fact, one particular example of the 1985 quarter, graded in pristine condition, recently sold at auction for an eye-popping $118,000. This astronomical value doesn't just reflect the scarcity of the coin, but also the increasing interest in coins that tell a story. Coins like the 1985 quarter serve as tangible connections to the past, and in a world where everything feels transient, people are willing to pay a premium for a piece of history that holds real meaning. What makes this even more fascinating is that the 1985 quarter didn't start as a rare or valuable coin. It wasn't minted with the intention of being a collector's item. Instead, its value has grown over time due to the rarity of certain variants and the fact that it was part of a larger historical narrative. For collectors, owning a 1985 quarter is like owning a small piece of American history, a coin that reflects the country's values, its economic past, and the ever-evolving nature of the U.S. Mint. The story of the 1985 quarter reminds us that sometimes value isn't immediately apparent. It takes time, research, and a bit of luck to uncover the true worth of something. For now, while most of the 1985 quarters you'll find in circulation are worth only a quarter, some rare and high-quality examples of this coin can be worth a small fortune. And if you happen to have one in your collection, you might just be sitting on a small gold mine, a testament to the lasting appeal and enduring legacy of the Washington Quarter series. Top 2. Let's rewind to 1992. The United States was in the midst of a dynamic period. The country was adjusting to new global realities after the end of the Cold War, and there was a sense of change in the air. The 1992 USA quarter-dollar coin reflects much of that time, particularly through its design and what it represents. This coin, part of the larger state quarters program that would come to define U.S. coinage for years, had a particular feature that would set it apart from the others and lead to its immense value today. Before we get to that specific coin, let's take a step back and talk about the quarter itself. A staple in American currency, the quarter dollar has been around since 1796. Over the years, its design has undergone several changes, each marking a different chapter in American history. But the 1992 quarter is particularly interesting because it was part of the early days of the State Quarters Program, a groundbreaking initiative by the U.S. Mint to feature each of the 50 states on the reverse side of the coin. The story of the 1992 quarter begins with the design process, which was overseen by the U.S. Mint. In 1992, the Mint was preparing to unveil a series of state-specific coins. This was part of an ambitious program that would eventually run through 2008, showcasing each state in the Union. The coins were meant to celebrate the diversity, culture, and history of the United States, with each state choosing its own design to be displayed on the reverse side of the coin. But it wasn't just the design on the reverse that was going to make the 1992 quarter important. In 1992, the U.S. Mint also decided to incorporate a special feature for the upcoming series of state coins. A commemorative program that would also feature the original design of the quarter, as it had been first minted in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. This design, featuring George Washington in profile, had become iconic over the years, but it was beginning to show signs of wear and had some aesthetic issues. The Mint, seeking to honor Washington's legacy while still offering something fresh for collectors and the public, added an important feature. The 1992 quarter would be the final year to feature this original design before the state quarter series took over. This made the 1992 quarter a transitional coin, caught between two very different eras in American coinage. And here's where things start to get really interesting. One of the most significant parts of the 1992 quarter story is a small error that occurred during its production. Among the millions of quarters minted in that year, a small number were struck with a unique flaw that would make them stand out forever. This error was related to the positioning of the coin's die, which led to a misalignment in the design. The result? A limited batch of 1992 quarters that featured a double die, meaning certain parts of the design were accidentally duplicated. This flaw is what collectors would eventually call the 1992 double die quarter. It's an extremely rare mistake, and while many people might pass by an ordinary 1992 quarter without giving it a second glance, those with the double die are something special. These coins are so rare that they've become highly coveted among collectors, and their value has only risen over time. So, what makes the double die version so valuable? For starters, these coins are rare. Out of the millions of quarters minted in 1992, only a handful were struck with the doubling error. The flaw itself is subtle, making it easy to overlook unless you know what you're looking for. If you examine a 1992 quarter under magnification, you'll notice that some parts of the design, particularly the lettering and date, appear to be slightly doubled. It's a small detail, but one that makes all the difference in the world to collectors who specialize in rare and misprinted coins. The rarity of these coins combined with their unique design flaw has propelled their value to staggering heights. While a regular 1992 quarter is worth just 25 cents, a 1992 double die quarter can be worth thousands of dollars. But that's not the full extent of its value. Some of these rare coins, in excellent condition, have sold for as much as $113,000. Yes, you heard that right. $113,000 for a single coin that was once circulating in your pocket. What's fascinating is that this story is not just about money. It's about the unintended consequence of a simple mistake during production, and how that mistake has captured the attention of coin collectors worldwide. It also highlights the way that history can be found in even the smallest and most overlooked objects. Collectors search for these rare coins, not just because of their monetary value, but because they represent something greater. They are physical pieces of history, snapshots frozen in time, that tell the story of an era and a culture. And for coin enthusiasts, finding a double die quarter is like uncovering a hidden gem. Now, let's talk a little bit about the minting process for these coins. The U.S. Mint uses specialized machinery and techniques to strike the coins, but sometimes errors happen. Whether it's a misalignment, a double die, or some other form of defect, these imperfections can make a coin far more valuable than one that is perfectly struck. Coin errors like the 1992 double die are part of what makes the hobby of coin collecting so exciting and unpredictable. The thrill of discovering a rare error coin is something that keeps collectors hunting year after year. But while most of us may never stumble upon a $113,000 quarter in our pocket change, the story of the 1992 quarter is a reminder of the hidden treasures that can be found in everyday objects. Whether it's a rare misprint or simply a coin that has survived for decades, every piece of currency has a story to tell. For collectors, it's all about knowing where to look, what to look for, and how to appreciate the historical significance of these items. That if you've been keeping an eye on your change jar, it might be worth taking a second look at those quarters from 1992. And if you happen to have a 1992 quarter with that double die error, well, congratulations, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. So the next time you hold a quarter in your hand, remember, what seems like a small, everyday object could actually be holding a story, and possibly a lot of value waiting to be uncovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the world of numismatics, the 1992 USA $quarter coin is a perfect example of how the unexpected can turn into something extraordinary. And who knows, maybe your next coin could be worth a lot more than you think. In the world of numismatics, there are certain coins that rise above the rest, not just because of their design, but because of their rich history and the rarity that can make them worth an unbelievable amount. One such coin is the 2005 USA $quarter West Virginia coin. At first glance, it may seem like just another quarter, but as we dig deeper into its history, its design, its minting process, and its surprising collector appeal, you'll see why it's far from ordinary. This coin is a symbol of both American heritage and the beauty of rare coin collecting, and believe it or not, it could be worth $57,000. Let's take a moment to set the stage. It's 2005, and the United States is in the middle of an ambitious project, the 50-state quarters program. This program, launched in 1999, was designed to celebrate the history, culture, and landmarks of each of the 50 U.S. states by issuing a new quarter every year. For years, these quarters had become a favorite among collectors, and as each state's unique designs were unveiled, the public eagerly anticipated what the next coin would look like. In 2005, it was West Virginia's turn to be featured. Now, let's think about West Virginia for a moment. Nestled in the Appalachian region, this state is known for its rugged terrain, coal mining history, and stunning natural beauty. The West Virginia State Quarter was designed to reflect these characteristics, showcasing the state's past and present, as well as its role in shaping America's economic and cultural landscape. The design of the 2005 West Virginia Quarter was carefully chosen to highlight the state's rich history and geography. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see an image of the New River Gorge Bridge, a stunning feat of engineering that has become a symbol of the state. The bridge spans the New River Gorge, which is one of the most picturesque natural landscapes in the United States. Below the bridge, the coin also features a depiction of a whitewater kayaker navigating the fast-moving waters, which speaks to the adventurous spirit of the state and its love of outdoor activities. At the top of the quarter, the coin bears the words West Virginia in bold letters, along with the phrase, "Wild and Wonderful." This slogan is the state's official nickname, which perfectly captures its spirit. On the left side of the quarter, the year 2005 is marked, and on the right side, you'll find the words E pluribus unum, a phrase meaning out of many, one, a reminder of the unity of the United States. When the West Virginia quarter was first released, it was part of the final group of 5 quarters that made up the 5th year of the 50-state quarters program. This series would eventually conclude in 2008, and the West Virginia coin holds a special place in that collection. But it's not just the design or the historical context of the coin that makes it noteworthy. It's the tiny, seemingly insignificant detail that can turn this quarter into a rare treasure. The U.S. Mint, as precise as it is in its production, occasionally makes errors. Some of these errors are subtle while others are more apparent, and it's these mistakes that often lead to coins being highly sought after by collectors. The 2005 West Virginia quarter is no exception. What makes this coin truly exceptional is a rare error that occurred during its minting. An error that causes a handful of these coins to be worth far more than their face value. In the case of the West Virginia quarter, the error is related to the minting process that occurred at the Denver Mint. You see, when the coins were struck, a batch of them ended up with a slight misalignment, causing the details on the coin to be slightly doubled. This is known as a double die error, and it makes the coin much more valuable to collectors. So what exactly does a double die error look like? To the untrained eye, it might be easy to miss, but for collectors and numismatists, it's an obvious and exciting find. If you examine the 2005 West Virginia quarter carefully under magnification, you might notice that certain parts of the design, such as the text and some of the details in the image of the bridge and the kayaker, appear to be faintly repeated or doubled. This is a result of the misalignment in the minting process, which creates this unique flaw. It's important to note that the double die error on the West Virginia quarter is extremely rare. Out of the millions of quarters struck in 2005, only a few of them were affected by this mistake. That rarity, combined with the coin's place in American history and its connection to the 50-state quarters program, has driven its appeal among collectors and investors alike. If you happen to own one of these misprinted 2005 West Virginia quarters, you might be sitting on a small fortune. While most of these coins are worth just 25 cents, a well-preserved double-die West Virginia quarter can fetch tens of thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, some of these rare coins have sold for as much as $57,000 in the right market. That's right, $57,000 for a coin that you could have held in your hand, spent at the store, or simply ignored as just another piece of pocket change. But why does this particular error hold so much value? There are a few reasons. First, there's the rarity. Only a small number of these double-die West Virginia quarters were ever made, which makes them highly collectible. Second, there's the connection to the 50-state quarters program itself. These quarters are a reflection of the country's cultural diversity and the unique identities of each state. As a result, collectors value the state-specific coins, especially when they feature a rare error. Third, there's the ongoing appeal of coin errors in general. Coin collectors have always been fascinated by imperfections. Errors like the double die on the West Virginia quarter are what make the hobby so exciting and unpredictable. In fact, the thrill of finding a rare error coin is one of the main reasons people stay engaged in numismatics. It's like finding a hidden treasure, and for those with an eye for detail, it's a rush that's hard to match. Now, if you're wondering how you can identify a double die 2005 West Virginia quarter, here are a few tips. First, check the text on the coin. If you see any letters that appear to be doubled or misaligned, you could have a valuable coin on your hands. Look closely at the inscriptions such as West Virginia 2005 and E Pluribus Unum. You'll also want to inspect the image of the New River Gorge Bridge and the kayaker, as these areas may also show signs of the doubling error. As with any rare coin, the condition of the 2005 West Virginia double die quarter plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that are in excellent, uncirculated condition are worth significantly more than those that show signs of wear and tear. So, if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare errors, it's important to handle it with care and store it in a protective case to preserve its value. But finding one of these rare quarters is only the beginning. Collecting rare coins is a journey, and for many, it's a lifelong passion. If you've got a 2005 West Virginia double die quarter, you've got a piece of history in your hands. One that could grow in value over time as more collectors and investors recognize its worth. As we close out this story, it's important to remember that coins, much like any other collectible, are more than just their value. They're a window into the past, a snapshot of the time they were minted, and a reflection of the culture and history they represent. The 2005 West Virginia $quarter coin is no different. It may be small in size, but its significance is far greater than just a simple coin. So, If you're a collector or simply someone who enjoys the thrill of finding something special, keep an eye out for the 2005 West Virginia quarter. It might just be the next treasure you discover, one that could be worth a small fortune and, more importantly, a piece of American history. For there are moments in history that shape the future of a nation, and there are objects that hold the memory of those moments for generations to come. One such object is the 2013 USA $quarter Perry's Victory coin. To the casual observer, it may seem like just another piece of U.S. currency, but this quarter is far more than that. It is a tangible link to a defining event in American history. The year is 1813. The United States is in the midst of the War of 1812, a conflict between the United States and the British Empire. One of the most significant battles in the War of 1812 takes place on Lake Erie. On September 10, 1813, U.S. Navy Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry leads a fleet of American ships to victory against the British Navy, a triumph that becomes a pivotal turning point in the war. Perry's victory not only boosts American morale, but it also establishes the U.S. Navy as a formidable force in the world. Perry's victory is celebrated for many reasons. It not only secured control of the Great Lakes for the United States, but it also led to the eventual American victory in the War of 1812. Perry's famous words after the battle, "We have met the enemy and they are ours," became a symbol of American resilience and determination. His victory helped ensure that the young nation would continue to thrive and grow, ultimately securing its place on the world stage. Fast forward to 2013, and the U.S. Mint decides to honor this crucial victory in American history with a special edition quarter. This coin, part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, is issued to commemorate Perry's victory and International Peace Memorial, located on South Base Island in Ohio. The memorial stands as a tribute to Perry's victory, as well as the lasting peace between the United States, Canada, and Great Britain following the war. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter. As part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, each state and territory was to have a coin issued that celebrated its most significant historical landmarks. For Ohio, the Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial was the perfect choice. The design features an image of Perry's flagship, the U.S. brig Niagara, sailing on Lake Erie. The ship is shown in full sail, capturing the moment of victory in the battle. Surrounding the ship, you can see the peaceful waters of Lake Erie, with the memorial standing proudly in the background. The design is a beautiful representation of a historical event that marked a turning point in American history. The coin's inscription reads Perry's Victory at the top, with Ohio at the bottom, and 2013, indicating the year of minting. The word E pluribus unum also appears, as it does on all U.S. coins, symbolizing the unity of the states. The quarter's reverse features a traditional eagle, continuing the design tradition of all U.S. quarters. However, what makes this coin particularly interesting and valuable are the rare errors that occurred during the minting process. You see, while the design itself is beautiful, the production process wasn't without its imperfections. In particular, a small number of 2013 Perry's Victory quarters were struck with a unique minting error, a double die. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in the design being stamped twice, slightly offset. The result is a coin with subtle doubling, most noticeable on the inscriptions and sometimes even on parts of the image itself. The double die error is incredibly rare, and it's these misprints that have sparked an intense interest among collectors. For those who are unfamiliar with coin errors, the double die is one of the most coveted types of errors in numismatics. The fact that a small number of these quarters were affected by this error makes them highly valuable, especially in well-preserved condition. Now, you might be wondering, just how valuable can a misprinted quarter be? Most 2013 Perry's Victory quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents, or perhaps a little more if they are in excellent condition. However, the rare double die version can command a much higher price. In some cases, the value of these rare quarters has skyrocketed to an impressive $49,000. That's right, one of these rare, misprinted coins has sold for nearly $50,000 at auction. What makes this so extraordinary is that these errors were made in such small quantities, making them a collector's dream. But why do these errors hold such value? There are a few reasons. First, there's the rarity. Minting errors like the double die are not something that happens frequently. Even with the millions of quarters produced every year, only a tiny fraction will ever have this kind of error. And even among the misprinted coins, only a handful will be in good enough condition to be worth a significant amount. Second, the historical significance of the 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter plays a big role in its value. It's not just any ordinary coin. It commemorates a defining moment in U.S. history, a moment when a naval victory secured control of the Great Lakes and helped ensure the survival of the young nation. This added historical context makes the coin more than just currency. It turns it into a piece of living history, one that collectors and investors alike want to own. Third, the thrill of finding an error coin is a big part of the appeal. Collectors always have their eyes out for misprints and defects in the coins they collect. There's something inherently exciting about finding a coin that's different from the others, especially when that difference makes the coin far more valuable. This is why error coins, like the 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter with the double die, can be worth so much more than their original value. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare double die 2013 Perry's Victory Quarters? The key is in the details. First, take a close look at the text on the coin. The most obvious place to check is the inscriptions around the edges, especially the words Perry's Victory and Ohio. If you notice any doubling or misalignment in the letters, that's a strong sign that you may have a double die coin. Additionally, look at the image of the U.S. brig Niagara, as this too can show signs of doubling, though it's usually less noticeable than the text. If you think you have one of these rare coins, it's important to have it professionally graded. Coin grading experts can assess the condition of the coin, determining its quality and authenticity. Coins that are in uncirculated condition with no visible wear will fetch a much higher price than coins that are scratched or damaged. Professional grading can also help establish the coin's provenance, ensuring that it's a genuine error and not a counterfeit. As with any collectible, the value of the 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter can fluctuate over time. The rarity of the double die error means that interest in these coins may increase as more collectors learn about them. Additionally, as the years pass and fewer of these rare quarters remain in circulation, their value may continue to rise. In the world of coin collecting, this is what makes coins like the 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter so appealing. They are not just historical artifacts, but also potential investments that can grow in value over time. For many collectors, the thrill of owning a rare coin goes beyond its monetary value. It's about preserving a piece of history, about holding something in your hands that tells the story of a nation's past. The 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter, with its rich historical significance and its unique design, represents more than just a military victory. It represents the resilience and unity of the United States. And for collectors, it's a reminder of the power of history to shape the future. So, the next time you come across a 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter, take a moment to appreciate its beauty, its history, and the incredible journey it took to get into your hands. And if you happen to find one of those rare double die errors, you might just find yourself holding a small piece of history that's worth far more than you ever imagined.